flesh and blood doesn't make you related. She used to tell me a story about the amazing Glaze. Him and your pops was like brothers, but that nigga was crazy.
Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I am the real Glaze Gibbs. I was once the problem. Now what I'm seeking to do is right my wrong and become part of the solution, man. Hey, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share, support, and at the very end, make sure you hit that hype button. Hey, let's get straight to it, man. November is normally a great time of the year, but as of lately, I'm talking about over the years, November have changed. November is right now is like, my wife's birthday month. Then you got a few family member birthday that month. And then you got Thanksgiving. And right after that, my birthday, December 1st. But as you go through life, November now bring a whole totally different meaning, especially when you start losing people that you love and care about. Like right now, I'm gonna speak about my 3 Cypress Scorpio sisters. They all born in November, and they all very different. I'm gonna speak about Tammy. You know what? Shout out, may Tammy soul rest in peace. She passed away in natural cause. And you know what? If you couldn't get along with Tammy, you couldn't get along with nobody. Every year, for the last probably 7 to 10 years, I used to call on her birthday, reach out to her and wish her a happy birthday. And for some reason, Tammy always had, she kept that number, Sweet 16, in her head. She wasn't going past Sweet 16. And you know what? We used to laugh, we used to joke, we used to talk about that. And me and Tammy used to talk about everything from A to Z. And I'm talking about, she was a great mama, she was a great, wife, and she was a great, family, friend, everything. And as I say, if you couldn't get along with Tammy, it wasn't Tammy, it was you. It doesn't matter, like what me and Tammy talked about. If she felt that I was wrong about something, guess what? She ain't had no problem. Yo, bro, you're wrong. You're not just wrong, you're dead wrong. You know what? But she was respectful about it, man. And, I can go on and go on and go on about Tammy. I remember her and Monique and another friend, me and Elle, all of us got together. We got this place called Cat Paradise to celebrate their birthday, back in, November of 1987, man. It's just like certain things that you don't forget. And not only that, Tammy and Monique, that was like, they was inseparable. To me, I used to call Tammy, she was Monique, bodyguard. Because Monique was star some S-H-I-T in a minute, man. And that was it, man. But guess what? They was there. They was always around one another. They had each other back. You know what? Rest in peace. Happy birthday. The late Monique Dilla. Oh, man. Like, Momo was something else. You talk about Miss Fashion Fair. It's like, if you want to know anything about fashion, Mo is one of the person. Like, you watch her, you see, and don't get me wrong, right now, she was like the baby of the bunch. You know what? Elle made sure she was taken care. Her big sister Doreen made sure she was taken care. And her mama Tina made sure her baby was taken care. But like I told you right now, it was me and Mo used to go at it like cats and dogs, man. We had this like love-hate relationship. But you know what? At the end of the day right now is because a lot of people was like somewhat, afraid of me. But the fact that she know that me and her family, like I told you, I used to be there, say at one point in time, I used to be at their place opposed to being at our place, hanging out with Elle. So we became like real close, tight-knitted. So a lot of times she know certain things she can do and say and get away with it. And guess what? What am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So I can remember a time when I got the news. I was on a run in 1988. And when I got the news that she passed, you know what? It's like this hurt you in some type of way that you want to blame somebody. And to me, like I'm telling Elle, like I don't care whoever responsible for it, we gonna get them. But at the end of the day, it was natural cause. It was natural cause. Nobody was responsible for her death. It was just natural cause. So even right now, man, shout out to, hey, listen, Doreen, her daughter, and the rest of the family members. And like I said right now, is because even now she would have been 59 years old as of yesterday. And the last person I'm gonna talk about is rest in peace to Cynthia, Thomas, Malloy, and even with Cint, man. Cint was always the youngest, but Cint was always like, everybody know who Cint was. But at the end of the day right now, man, Cint was just like the sweetest person in the whole world. And to me, I was away when she passed away. And then when you heard how she passed away, and sometime right now where it's like, I don't know all the particular. I just know right now where it's like she lost her life. Her husband, like, he was in the game. He lost his life. And right now is, from my understanding, that's what it was. It was about her husband was big in the game, supposed to have X amount of money, X amount of product. And then you got people that get wind of it. You can't trust any and everybody. And that's why right now the message out there to all these young ladies, be careful who you fall in love with. Because at the end of the day right now is love worth dying for? Is love worth losing your life of a violent death? And even right now at that present time when all this stuff was going on and it happened and she passed away, it's like I had a dream. Because at one point in time, I live in 1266 South Avenue, and she lived in 1230, and we could see each other window. And I can remember, like I was in a dream, and I was downstairs, like shouting out to in her window, and we was talking, like, basically, like, who did it to you? Who did it to you? Because once again, like, even though I was already incarcerated, my life had changed by then, but this was just a dream. But sometime right now, even in that dream, what I want to do is I want to take revenge. I want to go after the people that I felt was responsible for it. And even now, I never know what happened. And like I told you right now, was at the end of the day, man, may her soul rest in peace and her spirit be lifted. And my deepest condolences to her family. Because once again, right now is like losing a loved one, especially losing a loved one, a double homicide. Like from my understanding, I'm not sure, but I think her and her husband was, they had a funeral together. That was deep. Hey, listen, folks, I'm the real Brian Glaze Gibbs, and if I can change, anybody can change. One love. Hit that like button, subscribe, share, support. One love.
Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Who you know more realer? Stories with more thriller. Spit real facts. Who you know more chiller? Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Once upon a time, not long ago, in the streets of Brooklyn, Glaze had him shookin'. If he liked what you had, that took it. Give me gangsta moves. Ran with some gangsta dudes. You know I'm Brooklyn dude. Straight take you fool. Me get that real 50 Cent fat cat pet. Had blocks on lock. BGG the movement. Here to make improvements. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. Knock him out the box, Glaze. Knock him out the box. You know more.
And notorious cocaine crack enterprise in the city. That being Howard Happy Mason and Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols.
NYPD rookie police officer was murdered, executioner style. And as I'm listening to that, I'm like, whoa.
You actually dealt with Brian Glaze, huh?
I dealt with him years ago, back in the 80s, early 90s. I was where he was arrested by my partner back in those days for several murders himself.
That's bad. I was given to me by a police officer in New York called Matt Byrne, whose son was gunned down by these drug dealers up there in New York City.
Glaze was probably within the top 10 people in the city, but I'm going to say that he was probably one of the top 2 or 3 in Brooklyn. Drug dealers, and controlled the drug organization.
And you know what I did? When I got the phone, I told my man, the next time we see him, he's out of here. Yeah. Less than 12 hours, that nigga was dead.
Is this the second person you murdered?
No. Because, like, right now, if you're going by the timeline, by that time, there's a few more before him.
I heard so many good things about you. What I really like is, I know you're a tough guy. And I've known that for quite a while, and you changed your life, and you're coming around, and you're right. We're from New York, and we're New Yorkers. No matter what color you are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you are, You know, we're New Yorkers.
Well, he was a drug kingpin himself. He was a drug lord himself back in those days, and he operated out of Brooklyn and East New York, and you know, he committed a lot of violent acts himself. So, if anybody knows the streets, I mean, he knows the streets.
Tottenham. Yeah, you gotta worry about them guys. But we only have to worry about those guys in Vanderveer and stuff. You know, we all knew Glaze and Tottenham, all those guys.
Yeah.
I know Glaze, Supreme Team. What up, Glaze? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, inside the mind of the killer, the brain.